Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to a very important and very informative episode regarding the loot quest, because my personal opinion is it doesn't simply matter if you ever spend a single dime in this game, or maybe you have spent even more than me. We are all entitled to have all the informations as soon as possible, and of course the topic of this episode is regarding the loot quest. So let's start by giving a massive shout out to Mr. Otto right here, which has contacted TOPWAR through the normal in-game customer support and asked a certain question regarding the loot quest event, and here is the answer which he has received from them. The loot quest will persist for 2 weeks from the day it was opened. Currently we are not sure about how many times this event will open in the future. If you like it and want it to open for another round, we can report it to the relevant team for consideration. So this is one way of getting these informations, but sadly often is the case that the customer agents are instructed to give you such informations or such answers which will confuse you even more than you were before you asked your question. So that inspired me to actually investigate this even more and bring this information out to every single one of you, regardless if you ever even spend a single dime in TOPWAR. So I personally have a couple of possibilities to reach out towards the team. One of this is through Veronica right now. Rubes is sadly gone. Also through some other employees. But of course, another possibility is also through this WhatsApp special VIP services, which requires you to be far higher than VIP 16. Now we all know that the VIP 16 means you have to have spent $50,000 in total, and not even that will qualify you to have access to these special services, and I totally disagree with this concept. Therefore, this is one goal of this channel: bring this information out for everybody as soon as possible in order for you to plan as best as possible. So before we do this, let me mention also something super important on top. And for that, of course, we have to give a second shout out to Mr. Matt Palestine, which contacted me and pointed me towards a very important part of the loot quest event, and I think it's super important to implement it in this video so you guys don't miss out on this. So it's all about these relics, and these are acting more or less like decorations. With the difference, of course, you have a chance to obtain this for free, which is interesting. And some of them actually have a certain time in which they are dropping. So if we are having a look at this tiger head hook, you see here it may appear within this time session. Now that's not the only one. Let's have a look at the next one, which is the face of life. This will appear within this time session if you are playing the loot quest. I'm gonna explain this in a second. Let's have a look at the next one, which is the golden gaze. This may appear, for example, in the round 10. Let's have a look at the next one, which is this sword right here, the 9th ringed broadsword. This may appear during the dice event. And let's have a look at the last one, which is this Brontosaurus, and this may appear within this time session. Now, this won't be the same for you also, because it depends on your time zone. That's why let's jump again into the game in order to show you a little trick. So yeah, once you are in the game, go to the loot quest and come have a look at the top museum. And for example, if we click on this one here, you can see you must pay attention at this description here. In this case, we have the Brontosaurus, which is this guy here. And why is this so important for you to check it for yourself on your account? Is because this time you see there, it takes in consideration your time zone. Another thing which Mr. Matt Palestine also pointed out in here is you really have to go to this tab right here, which is the Warzone status. And here you have to collect your rewards because these are not coming per mail. And you see by clicking here upstairs, you are able to press and actually obtain these rewards, and this is super important. So by the way, since we are here, I can show you what I have obtained till now. I have reached 153 points. These are kind of the rewards we are obtaining, and these are basically these relics or decorations, whatever you want to call it, and you can see how far I have come in this loot quest. Good, now let's jump into the second part of this video, in which we have to talk about the future of the loot quest event, because we have extra informations, by the way, and that's why this video is so important, because this information must be available for every single player in Top War, regardless if you ever spend a single dime on this game, or maybe if you spend even more than me. You definitely must have access to this information in order to plan better, enjoy the game, and of course keep playing it with your friends. So, let me show you now my WhatsApp chat from this VIP services from Top War, in which I have specifically asked, why are your customer agents instructed to give such an answer? Here is what they told me. Hi my dear, we are trying to make it a permanent event. The developers are also collecting feedback about this. Since we haven't received accurate information yet, the customer agents are being kind of instructed to give exactly this information, which you saw at the beginning of the video. But the fact that this event has been resetted and opened again this week, it's actually a good sign. And I think it is. And I personally definitely enjoyed this event. Even though the developers originally designed this event to be played by 5 members, a lot of us out there started to do this, and it's so much fun to have this session in which you don't exactly know on which server you're gonna land. You don't know if you're gonna get discovered. If you're gonna get discovered, you also don't know exactly when are the technologies gonna kick in, and you will be able to choose the technologies. And when that comes, you also have to take a decision. Should I go a very conservative way, meaning let's pick some PvP technologies, in other words, like the teleportation, like the warrior, like the bubble, because you don't know if you're gonna get discovered. So I personally enjoyed it a lot, and that's why, beautiful people, I think it's super important to give your feedback, because the developers are the ones which are designing these events, but we are the ones which are playing it and supposed to enjoy it, and that's why our feedback is so important in order to help them to polish this loot quest event up to a level in which can offer us more joy, more rewards, and having much more fun. So that's why you can also, of course, use this video here, which I'm gonna later on link to the Top War employees, and please give your honest but very short and compact feedback regarding the loot quest. Do you like it? Yes or no? What extra tools or things do you think that the loot quest should have in the future? I think this is a very important aspect, because I don't necessarily am able to see every single angle of this. So, beautiful people, as always, do not forget to support what supports you back, which is, yes, this channel since November 2022. In other words, take a moment of your time, check if you are subscribed. If not, I think I gave you plenty of reason to do that by now. You can also help this channel to grow by sharing it with your friends in order for them to have access to such important informations. So, beautiful people, as always, yes, thank you very much for watching, and of course also don't forget to see me in the next episode. Ciao guys!